In this video, I'm going to be switching a bunch of elemental powers, so let's get to it. For our first elemental switch, we're going to be swapping Lloyd's life element with Zark's misfortune element. Now the real question is, what does elemental misfortune actually do? In the show, Zark was such a bum, he barely landed a hit, except for like that one time he hit a truck at the start of season 3, which just broke the windows and knocked the wheels off. However, this doesn't really answer our question. How strong is misfortune exactly? If Zark shot misfortune at Ryu, would Ryu just get stunned, or could he actually die from it? We know if Zark, who's supposed to be one of the most feared villains in his time, actually did something. He literally has chains on his outfit to make him look more menacing, and even a custom mold for his hat, yet he still can't do much. Based on this one example, I'm guessing charging up the element makes it stronger. So a basic blast might just make Ryu stumble or get stunned, but if Zark charged it up and fired it at full power, Ryu could actually die. To maximize his power as the elemental master of misfortune, I gave Lloyd 2 flails instead of 1 and replaced the usual 2-piece with a pumpkin. Pretty much, Lloyd could use misfortune to stun his opponent and swing his now very heavy flails to make the final blow, creating a sure hit effect. For his build, I used Mr. E's legs, a Corvus glaive torso, dark hands with gunmetal arms, and Mr. E's armor topped off with a ghost mask from possession. So, who do you think would win in a fight? Lloyd or Zark as the elemental master of misfortune? Drop a comment below. And here is the final minifigure. He has some glowing parts on his torso, and the pumpkin parts are channeling the misfortune power. Oh, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, the newly upgraded Brick Separator Man will come in and destroy all your Lego sets. So actually, we're trying to hit 20k, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. For our next character, we have Aaron. In the show, Aaron is the only member of the current ninja team without elemental powers, aside from Ryu and Pixel. So let's fix this by giving him the elemental power of Figment. Now you might be thinking, what did you just say? What even is Figment? While the writers were coming up with BS elemental powers like Brute Force, they also came up with Figment, which is actually a really cool concept. It's basically just Shadow Clone Jutsu, but no, it's just Shadow Clone Jutsu. With the help of his object's Ninjago powers, Aaron could take this element to the next level. Figment would allow him to finally perform what I'm calling Clone Jutsu. You might be wondering what that even is, but don't worry, who better than Master-Ru to explain it?
In the vast tapestry of Spinjit lies a secret art known as Clonejit. Technique assists the user with the help of clones. To wield its power, a ninja must first gather their inner energy, concentrating it into a singular sphere at the core of their being. They then release this energy, shaping it into a perfect duplicate of themselves. Each clone moves under the control of the master ninja. Once the clone touch is its opponent, it converges into a whirlwind of Spinjitzu itself. Upon contact, their impact sends adversaries spinning uncontrollably.
To pull it off, Aaron would just need to apply Object Ninjutsu right when he touches the villain, and then he could poof the clone out of existence. Overall, I think Figment would be an awesome element for Aaron. Unlike Sora's element, it could actually come in handy in every fight, and if someone destroys one of his clones, he could just always make a new one. He could send them out to scout enemy bases or take on dangerous missions while he keeps playing video games. He could literally beat a Dragonian without getting up. I don't think Aaron would even need a new minifigure for this, as his season 3 outfit looks amazing as it is. If you like to do stop motion animation or like to voice act, we have the perfect Discord server for you. Not only does everyone give each other a bunch of animation tips and Mecha Bricks tips, we also post these cool collabs that you might have seen. So make sure to hit that link in the description to join our community. For our next elemental switch, let's make Roby the elemental master of plants. In the show, Roby is the games master of the Tournament of Sources, so he technically wouldn't be able to compete while holding that role. In this scenario, Black would be the games master instead, which I'm sure he's very happy about. The original Roby minifigure is kind of boring. LEGO gave him a plain red tunic with purple edges and the Tournament of Sources logo on the back. What's worse is his legs are just plain black. Because of that, we can't really use much from this original figure to make his new one. Now, Roby's family is big on the Source Dragons, so for his custom figure, I am sure Black would make Roby wear something that resembles those dragons. To do this, I took the red Dragonian cowl from Season 3 Part 1 wave and paired it with the blue armor from the Part 2 wave. For his body, I took the most plant-like torso and found a keeper torso that looks like it's made out of wooden armor. I outfitted him with dark blue arms, one great hand, and legs from an Atuma minifigure from the Black Panther 2 sets. One cool feature of the Dragonian armor is that it has studs on the back, allowing for some very interesting attachments. I placed 2 stud bar pieces there and connected a couple of mechanical arms. On one arm, I attached a plant that Roby can use as a poisonous weapon to stun his opponents. On the other side, side, I added a long wooden arm piece with scales for attacking his foes. Finally, I gave him a wooden staff made from a Lego bar, a lightsaber holder, 2 studs, a leaf foliage piece, and a twig to complete the look. Then I recolored some of the parts to fit the plant-like color scheme, and yeah, this is the final minifigure.
Also, by the way, every single year LEGO makes 6 different advent calendars, but they still don't make Ninjago. Heck, Disney Mini Dolls has an advent calendar. So make sure to go hit the support on my LEGO Ideas project so they can actually become real sets. And if you don't have one already, it only takes 1 minute to make a LEGO account, and it's something that you definitely should have as a Ninjago fan.
Next up, what if Kai were the elemental master of fear? Zark isn't the only fraud in the Forbidden 5, Rox is also a total fraud. She whispered the ninja to come to Ninjago and ended up losing control over Aircore because of it. She also got the entire Forbidden 5 eaten by a giant red lizard after freeing it with the 5th prismatic blade. She could have just waited to get the power she was promised first, and then free Thunderfang, but no, apparently that was too smart for her. Oh, and to make matters worse, she actually never used her elemental power, so we do not know what it does. I'm gonna guess fear works by scaring someone with an illusion, giving her time to strike while her opponent is frozen in panic. If she'd used it in the show, she probably could have given Lloyd a full-on seizure. To make his figure, I want to give Kai something scary, as I think Rox tried to do that with her toothy mouth guard. So I started thinking about some of the scariest villains in Ninjago, and the first person that came to mind was Mr. E. He was super secretive and his red Oni mask looked absolutely terrifying. So I gave this custom minifigure the same exact Oni mask. For his face, I used the alternate face from Dragon's Rising because it looks awesome. And for the armor, I used Nia's climber armor. That way the Oni mask can still fit over the face while being stored in the sword holder in the back, making it easy to carry without holding it all the time. For the torso, I went with the inverted stone warrior armor to protect him during attacks, and I paired it with the shark army thug legs for some extra toughness. As for weapons, I gave him dual katanas that can flip into sides, letting him slash and knock enemies with ease. This is the final minifigure outfitted with the Oni mask as well as his new side blades. Next up, what if the mechanic was the elemental master of tech? As one of the tackiest villains in the entire show, the mechanic has built numerous impressive vehicles and gadgets over time. And now, with the elemental power of tech, he'd be way more overpowered. To build his new tech form, I first removed his Vengestone suit, because now that he has an element, wearing Vengestone would just weaken him. Then I swapped out his crystal armor with gunmetal gray armor, which I borrowed from Lord Roz. I used an orange Goliath torso out of the gunmetal gray arm and paired it with some shark army thug legs. The great thing about the Lord Roz armor piece is that it allows you to attach things to the back. I added a snot piece with a stick and 2 mechanical arms, each holding giant sonic cannons inspired by Marvel. On the back of the mechanic sonic cannons, I actually attached a golden 1x1 beam along with a 1x1 red stud, so that way he could turn around the sonic cannons and have guns to shoot. For his weapon, I gave him a gauntlet with a hammer attached to the end, perfect for slamming anyone who dares to attack him. As one more upgrade, I built 2 skateboards equipped with snot bricks and dual guns. These act as self-driving robots that can chase down and shoot at the ninja. I mean, who needs henchmen when you have fast killer robots with built-in blasters? For the final minifigure, I edited the torso a bit, adding some red to make it look like his original mechanic minifigure, and then also gave him the elemental tech power in one of his hands. I also added purple to some of his speakers, so that way they relate to the elemental tech power. For our next switch, we have Pixel, who I'm making the Elemental Master of Sound. I'm pretty sure Zane would be thrilled to finally have Pixel officially on the ninja team. No villain would stand a chance. For her design, I want to use a purple and red color scheme similar to the new Dragon's Rising Season 3 minifigure. For torso, I chose a ghost piece from Season 5, added dark blue arms with red hands, and finished it off with Jay's Season 7 legs. Then I 3D printed a custom armor piece inspired from the Dragon's Rising Season 1 suits. Honestly, I wish LEGO had actually made these types of pieces back then because they look absolutely amazing. For her weapon, I switched things up and gave her a violin. It might sound a little crazy, but she could use it to unleash a screeching sound wave that can shatter the eardrums of enemies. And if that doesn't work, she could just smash the villain over someone's head. And if that doesn't work, she could fall back on her elemental power and project sound blasts directly from her hands to stop the villains. For some of the color changes I made to the Pixel minifigure, I just added a little bit of elemental power to her wand, and then I also added red to her torso to make up for the yellow. I also changed the color of her eyes to fit the new sound element. Next up, what if Moro was actually the green ninja the whole time? What if Master Wu was actually right and the golden weapons rose to Moro when he stepped in the room with them? My friend Little Bear makes custom minifigures, and he sent me this special Moro to me for free of an imaginary What If DX Moro minifigure. This minifigure is absolutely awesome and even has Lloyd's symbol on it and uses a dark green to look accurate to what he should look like. What's really cool is that this minifigure also comes with a black hairpiece and a green stripe on it, which is made to be accurate to the show counterpart. So if you'd like to pick this minifigure up, check the description below. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye.